This is 23-year-old Adil Shamsu Din. On October 30th, 2025, Delray Beach Police were called to a Tommy Bahama retail location where a corporate loss prevention investigator had already completed an internal fraud investigation against a sitting assistant manager, 23-year-old Adil Shamsu Din, who had allegedly stolen $33,560 over 5 months through a systematic refund scheme routed directly to his personal credit card. The central legal question this footage raises is not whether Adil committed the crime. The evidentiary record makes that difficult to contest, but whether the confession obtained before police arrived is admissible and whether post-Miranda admissions were constitutionally secured. Both answers favor the prosecution, and here is why.
He's doing a witness statement. He's returned $33,000 worth of merchandise, put it back on his credit card. So he's doing on his witness statement. My LP guy, I'm the district manager, by the way. He told me just to call him when you guys are here, and they're just going to tell you something real quick before you do.
Okay. Is this an employee that's doing it? Okay. Is the employee here now?
Yeah, he's in the back.
Okay.
So you're probably putting him, in the car, maybe. I don't know. But that's a lot of money.
So
hey,
should we call Haley over
to talk to him?
She ain't coming over here. She just said if you need help.
Oh, okay.
You? Okay.
All right.
He's my LP guy.
Hi, this is Officer Privatera with Delray Beach Police.
How's it going?
Good. Tell me what's going on.
My name is I'm a senior investigator for Tommy Bahama. I work out of our corporate office in Seattle. I started an investigation on Tuesday of fraudulent refunds by one of our assistant managers. He's in the back right now. I just interviewed him and talked to him. He admitted to it and wrote a statement for me. But he's been coming in and doing fraudulent refunds back since June. Every week he comes in, almost every day now. It started on a weekly basis and it confirmed into an additional one, but he's been coming in and doing fraudulent refunds, and the total amount that we have is $33,000.
Okay.
It's like $33,560, something like that. But I can get you the total amount. I have receipts. I have my statement and everything. I have video of everything on camera and everything. And like I said, he's admitted to me and back. And I have a witness to our regional managers back there as well. He's admitted to both of us that he did this. So I have a statement from him. He's filling out a promissory note right now. Mm-hmm. And then we do want to pursue charges on him.
Okay. All right. So
I can get you the statement. I can get you the statement electronically to you, and then I can sign and everything, and then I can upload the video to you as well, so you have that as well too.
Okay.
And all the receipts and all of that. So.
All right. So are we waiting for him to finish, or?
Do you want them to go back there now?
Yeah, I'm good with it. If you guys are.
Okay.
The written confession was obtained by a private sector loss prevention investigator, not by a government agent. Under the Supreme Court's ruling in Illinois versus Perkins, Miranda warnings apply exclusively to custodial interrogations conducted by state actors. A corporate investigator does not meet that definition. The written statement Adil signed before the officer walked through the door is fully admissible as evidence under the private party doctrine, regardless of the absence of Miranda warnings at that stage. When Officer Privatera arrived, the probable cause threshold had already been met. Under Beck versus Ohio, probable cause for a warrantless arrest exists when an officer possesses reasonably trustworthy information sufficient to justify a reasonable belief that a crime has been committed. The LP investigator presented surveillance video, itemized receipts, a signed written confession, and a corroborating regional manager witness. That is not a close call.
How you doing?
How you doing?
So who are we here for? What's the name? Okay. All right. So, are you involved or anything?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to read you a couple of things. You just need a verbal yes or no if you understand. Okay. You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. You understand?
Yes.
Any statement can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going to just start with why are we here?
You guys are here because I got caught stealing from the company.
When you say stealing, can you elaborate?
I just was just issuing returns.
What do you mean by issuing returns?
I was just making returns under my name.
Okay, so how'd you go about that?
I was just returning a few products, and then I was just issuing back to my car. So
where did the products come from? You just made them up, or
just came from in the store?
came from in the store? So you would take something off the rack
Yes.
and issue it as a return.
Yes. Or it would be any past sizes that I have that I don't fit or I can't wear anymore. I just bring them inside the store and just return them.
Okay. Do you know how much?
He told me yes.
What's that number?
It's $30,000.
$30,000. Okay.
Yes.
And when did this start?
He told me I started in June.
When did you start? I mean, they told you something, but
I mean, I believe, I told him like July, like June, like we said like end of June, July.
okay.
Miranda warnings were administered correctly and completely before any formal law enforcement questioning began. Following Adil's verbal acknowledgement of each right, the officer proceeded with post-Miranda questioning that produced voluntary oral admissions confirming the method, the amount, and the time frame of the alleged fraud. Under Colorado versus Connolly, a confession is voluntary when it is not the product of government coercion. Nothing in this footage suggests coercion of any kind. The charge one count of felony organized scheme to defraud under Florida Statute Section 817.034 is precisely calibrated to the conduct. That statute requires a systematic, ongoing course of conduct with intent to defraud. 5 months of daily or near-daily fraudulent transactions totaling $33,560 satisfies every element. At that dollar amount, the offense falls within the second-degree felony range, carrying a potential sentence of up to 15 years under Florida law.
All right. You got anything? All right. You stand up for me, please. You have any weapons on you?
No.
Okay. Turn around, hands behind your back. Let me take this off. I'll take these off. We'll take all the bands off first.
Okay.
Do you have any other jewelry on you?
No.
Does this? You can take this off. You want to take your earrings off for us too?
Okay.
Makes it easier for us.
Am I able to put it in my pocket?
Well, it's all going to go in a bag.
Oh, in the bag. Okay.
You have plastic bags? Okay. I'm out.
There you go. That's fine.
We'll take care of that. All right. It's easier if you put them together like you're praying.
Okay.
Other way, like hands like that.
Oh my God.
It's a little more comfortable.
Just no phone.
Yeah.
Were you the only person doing this, or
Yes, sir.
were you
No, just me.
wasn't with a girl or anything like that?
No, sir.
Necklace? No?
Yeah.
You have a necklace? Yeah.
You're not working with anybody doing this?
No.
It's not organized.
No, it's not organized.
How long have you been working here?
7 months, 8 months.
7 months. Okay. Is your belt? If I took your belt off, would your pants fall down?
Yeah, they kind of
Like they're saggy?
They're pretty
Okay.
loose.
All right.
My
Don't
bad.
take
We'll
it
leave it on then. All right. You got all that?
Yep.
Can I just put them in your car and then meet you at the PD and we swap? I'm over on that city.
Yeah.
All right.
And then that's my
Can we get his keys back for him?
Oh yeah. You have your keys? Store keys on you?
Are they in here?
They're in that one right there, the top one. So if you unzip this,
This?
yes sir. And then there'll be that store key is that one.
key. Yeah, right, this one there?
Yes sir.
These other ones aren't related?
No.
Alright, cool. Thank you.
No problem.
Pressures, huh? Alright, thank you. Yeah, obviously, if you're trying to terminate your employment,
It's all good.
want me to say that.
Listen man, it's
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's
You have a water bill out
unfortunate.
there, that's what they're saying?
Yeah, they're grabbing it.
The black one.
Oh, I can unlock this actually so it doesn't go off like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I believe I said unlock.
It's good. It's already open.
Oh, okay.
You have a specific side, Perez? No? Okay. Go ahead and have a seat for me. You're just going to be in this one temporarily. You'll switch to mine when we get back to our holding facility. You want to put it all in here?
No, because it's a bunch of little stuff.
Okay. I'm going to throw this in the front seat and I'll meet you there.
Did you drive down here? A car? Nothing?
Just Uber.
Uber?
I just got dropped off.
Do you have any friends or family that could collect your backpack and...
Not anyone that I could trust. No, I could trust. Someone that can get it. Just not right this second, if that's what you were asking.
Yeah, because I just don't know what county's going to do with that water bottle. I don't know if they'll take that. So pretty much your process now is we're going to process the paperwork here. You're going to go up to Palm Beach County Jail. They're going to issue a bond, and then you have the opportunity to bond out. What your bond is going to be, I have no idea, so don't ask. That's their department.
It's okay.
All right? You got enough air back here? Or you want me to kick it on?
No, you're good. You're good.
All right.
Officer Privatera receives a B+. His pre-contact information gathering was deliberate and methodologically sound. His Miranda advisement was clean and complete. Post-Miranda questioning was open-ended and legally durable. The deduction from a full A reflects one tactical refinement. The question, do you know how much? Immediately after Miranda was read functions as numerical prompting rather than organic disclosure, which creates a marginal but real vulnerability in any future suppression hearing. The loss prevention investigator receives an A. His internal investigation produced a complete, independently obtained evidentiary package before law enforcement involvement. He briefed the responding officer precisely, offered immediate electronic evidence transfer, and operated entirely within the private party doctrine. His understanding of the boundary between corporate investigation and law enforcement authority was evident and correct throughout. Adil Shamsu Din receives a C. His composure and full cooperation during the arrest itself were appropriate and commendable. However, his decision to provide a written confession to the LP investigator without first consulting legal counsel was a consequential strategic error. The Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination is not suspended during private employer investigations. It simply cannot be invoked to exclude privately obtained statements. The prudent course was to decline any written statement pending independent legal advice. That window closed before the officer arrived. The lesson this case offers is precise. The Miranda warning protects you from the government, not from your employer. When a company conducts an internal investigation, no constitutional shield prevents those statements from reaching a prosecutor's desk. Any employee facing an internal interrogation of this nature should understand that cooperation with the employer and cooperation with law enforcement carry entirely different legal consequences, and that the right to remain silent, while not legally required in that setting, is always strategically available. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to the channel for more legal analysis of police and courtroom interactions.